a single moment can ignite a lifetime passion. Could you remember a moment in your life? Like, when would you feel that flame inside of you that, sparked up? And I'm assuming in general, in terms of like growing up and, hey, I should do something instead of just going to school, like earning money, I guess. And I'm not necessarily sure where you started, like sales or,
Oh boy.
yeah.
I do know that this is a very reasonable route to go. It's a very stable and safe place to work at. Everything started at 15, and my dad brought me in, same as most other people I know. We started in construction, and seeing my dad do this, I saw that he was really taking care of a family of six, and he was doing this all by himself while my mom was in school. She went to college, he went to work. Really, from then I joined him when I had summers off in high school, and I saw some money coming in. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Cool. And your dad, what is it that he do?
My dad does flooring installation.
Till now, yeah, he still does it.
Till now, he's still doing it, and yeah, he's been 20 years now that he's been doing
Wow.
it.
That's almost as long as I have lived on this earth. That's cool.
It's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Republic, that's a flooring company, right? That manufactures
Mhm.
flooring. So that's kind of how you got introduced into, even in general, flooring industries, because your dad was working in the industry, right?
Yeah, so I started off as an installer with my dad doing summers, pretty much since 14, 15 years old.
Everything's legal, obviously.
Very legal. I was getting paid.
Nice.
And then after high school, I went full time working with my dad, worked with him a few years, switched over from installation to retail sales. So I was just working at a wholesale place, and we were just selling to builders, contractors, developers. So I was able to actually find a cool network of professionals. We worked with designers, we spec'd out things to clients. We did some really cool high-end things working on houses that are like $5-10 million. So we did complete makeovers for some customers, but that only lasted about a year and a half. And then from retail, I went into wholesale, which is going from selling to the customer to now I am working for the manufacturer and I'm selling to the retail stores.
What is it that they focus specifically on? Is there a big variety?
Primarily did appliances, but they also did flooring and
Okay.
plumbing. And they are expanding into like countertops and some other tile stuff. I was brought in there as to kind of spearhead the flooring division because
Yeah.
the flooring sales kind of slowed down. They wanted to pick those numbers back up. So I was sent in there as a breath of fresh air. It was a fun new experience. They gave me a lot of control. They gave me a lot of really opportunity to show them what I could do, and really grateful for that. It was a fun new experience. I got to meet a lot of new people, got to figure out how to make things work, and then I made them work. So technically, I do have my own flooring company. I actually have some Yelp reviews from when I was working with my dad, and I was the lead installer. By the way, I was 19 years old with four older gentlemen that are in their 50s and 60s.
So 19, you had your own license already.
No, I was working with my dad at the
Okay.
time, but I was able to get some 5-star reviews from my dad's company, and we would be doing the installation. I'm the guy who pulls up in the van, starts the job, and then talks to the customer. I'm the one telling them where we start, how we're doing things. It was just a really early jump into a leadership position. It was terrifying. From there, 4 years of experience, which is at 22. From 18 to 22, I was working pretty much full time. And then I decided to get my own license. I took the contractor's exam, got my C15, took the law, passed it first try, and opened up my own business.
So that's really interesting. And I want to ask you more about getting a license. Was it hard? How long did it take you to study it?
Ooh, I studied, I want to say, probably 60 to 70 hours in
Wow.
total. So there was some practice exams that I was able to study, and they have like thousands of different questions on the exam.
Yeah.
There's a lot. It was like every night I would be studying, and I fell asleep behind the computer a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
And 60, 70 hours. What was your breakup, right? Did you do it in the matter of just a crazy week or a month or half
No,
a year?
this was about 2 to 3 months total.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of a gap because you're supposed to take them separately, right? So there's the California law exam,
Yeah.
And then there's also the C15 flooring exam.
So what's the difference between
Well,
them?
so the C15 flooring exam is, do you know about flooring?
Yeah.
Do you know about carpet, about hard surface?
Yeah.
It's like, how far away does carpet have to be from the wall so that the tack strip could be there?
Really?
Like very technical questions. That was one exam. There was like 130, 135 questions on flooring. And then after I was able to pass that, there's a second exam that I had to schedule only after I passed the first one on the law portion, which is, do you know how to pay employees, general liability, the more legal side of owning a business? It was pretty simple. I was able to pass both on my first try.
Good for
Really
you.
grateful for that. I will say it was stressful though.
Really?
Yeah, I was so scared not knowing. And then they pull you into another room afterwards and they print out a little paper and they look at it and then they put it down on the table. And only then can I see if I passed or
Oh
failed.
wow, that's stressful.
Yeah, and seeing that passed on the second exam was the
Yeah.
biggest relief ever, because I'm gonna be honest, I guessed on 20 or 30 questions.
No way.
Educated guesses.
Okay.
But I was like, I don't know if I passed that one. Luckily, everything worked out.
Was it expensive?
Taking the test, no, it's expensive to open up your general liability, all the
yeah.
insurances. That's really what gets more expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive in California for a small business owner.
Oh yeah. No, that's why a lot of people don't want to start businesses, just because it's ridiculous.
And
It's
California makes it
expensive.
difficult. They don't want
Yeah.
small businesses to thrive. It sucks.
It's just, how are people supposed to find work then, I guess? Because all the big companies, obviously they filter their best talent. Construction is like an industry that can get someone with zero experience and just invest experience into them. It's kind of difficult to understand, is everybody supposed to be on unemployment? I guess.
California is weird in that way.
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of got an answer from you already, but I still would like to recap on that. What was your biggest milestone you had to overcome?
So it was really cool because as I jumped from being an installer, one thing that I really had going for me was that I had my C15 license. I
Yeah.
technically had my own business, which, by the way, it's really cool when I'm working in sales and I'm able to use myself as the installer. And so I get the commission and I get some money on top from being the installer as well.